Good morning. It is Friday, February 18, 2022, and I'm Sage Lewis.
And I'm Jai Thomas.
And welcome to the Panther News Network. Here's what's going on today. In Houston this week, there was an unfortunate death that occurred. 9-year-old Arlene Alvarez was fatally shot and later pronounced dead after a man had opened fire on a robbery suspect. Arlene Alvarez and her family were on their way to a Valentine's dinner when 41-year-old Tony Arrows began to shoot at his attacker, accidentally shooting the family's truck instead. Armando Alvarez, her father, claimed that Arlene was just casually sitting in the backseat watching a movie where she was just instantly struck in the head. Duck down, Arlene, is what her father claimed he said during the scene. Unfortunately, she didn't hear him because she had her headphones on. Now, her heartbroken parents are seeking justice for their daughter's Arlene death.
Breaking news. Coastlines in the United States are expected to change drastically in the coming decades as sea levels rise at significant rates, putting coastal communities at risk, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's updated sea level rise report. Scientists are currently predicting that sea levels which surround the United States will increase an additional 10 to 12 inches by 2050, which uses satellite observations to make predictions for the next 100 years. Coastal areas that were once unaffected by high tide flooding are at a high risk of being affected now, as sea level rise causes the high tide events to become more severe. This could create a domino effect, bringing floodwaters into previously unaffected infrastructure, such as combined storm and wastewater systems, increasing the cost and complexity of the storm cleanup, according to the report. White House National Climate Advisor Gina McCarthy explains, "We must redouble our efforts to cut the greenhouse gases that cause climate change while at the same time help our coastal communities become more resilient in the face of rising seas."
Now here's a story from Jordan Anderson and Gabriel Adams.
Hi, my name is Jordan Anderson. I'm with Panther News Network. I'm here producing.
Within today's interview, we discuss with Dean Cuddes and Dr. Lee about the newly formed Doctor of Business Administration program.
It is the first of this kind of doctoral program amongst all HBCUs, and it also happens to be the first amongst all the public universities in Texas. There are about 35 such universities.
With the doctorate program making it onto the Houston Chronicle with its own article.
We launched our executive MBA program about 10 years ago, and that program has been successful, and that gave us the impetus and the confidence that we can launch another executive program, in this case a doctoral program. There is one outlet, SSRN, that captures all of these citations for almost 500 business schools, and they have a listing called the Top 500 Business School Research. And Prairie View A&M has been ranked about 63 on that scale out of 500 business schools.
We have a first cohort, 10 students from different backgrounds. They want to learn about advanced skill in business. We have all students have the MBA background, but they want to have the research skill, they analyze complicate business world and advanced skill. They help them to make progress their own chosen field.
In addition, there is coverage of the doctorate program on Prairie View A&M's website.
I'm Jordan Anderson, and this is Panther News Network.
Hi, and this is Gabriel Adams, and this is Panther News Network.
In South Carolina, Governor McMaster has signed a bill recognizing HBCU Day in South Carolina. HBCU Day will be on every third Thursday in February. Considering February is Black History Month, it will only be celebrated in South Carolina. South Carolina State University's President Alex Connors mentions that over the years, HBCUs haven't always been treated with equitable funding in many areas. We must be international in leveling the playing field. Hopefully, in the future, this day will be celebrated everywhere in the U.S.
Spelman College, a historically Black institution, received another bomb threat this week, just days after a round of threats rattled more than a dozen HBCUs across the U.S. This was the third threat to the all-women's school this year, and it led to all classes being canceled and a 4-hour campus lockdown on Tuesday. Sanzia Perriman, a sophomore at Spelman, explained, "We come to HBCU, specifically Spelman, to feel safe. It's horrible the fact that I come here to feel safe and be within a community of my own, and now I'm being attacked for that." The campus Department of Public Safety received the Spelman threat at 9:53 a.m. The threat had no information about the location of a device or time of detonation. The Atlanta Police Department conducted a sweep of the campus. They stated that Spelman's Department of Public Safety will be handling the case. No further information has been released. We will be right back after our commercial break.
Purdue University professor has led a national masterclass session called Black Women, Identity to Take Center Stage. This will be the main objective in a new Black History Month masterclass session, Self-Preservation and Relationships, led by PVAMU's head of the biology department, Harriet Howard Lee Black. As a Black woman, when you care for yourself, when you love yourself, and then when you extend yourself to the community, do you get so involved that you forget who you are? Said Black. Then, if it doesn't work out, where do you go from there? The event was sponsored by Target and organized by the Honey Pot Company and Impressions of Beauty Company. The masterclass had featured 4 other speakers from other HBCUs. The presentation took place at PVAU this past Thursday, February 17th. Took place at the O'Banion Science Building.
As the 2-year mark of the start of the pandemic approaches, more opportunities to return to pre-pandemic activities are becoming available. Prairie View A&M University student Kendall Brown, a finance major, has just returned from his study trip to Spain. Brown is the first PVAMU student to travel internationally for studies since the start of the pandemic precautions at the university in March 2020. Brown is no stranger to international travel. As he says, he has been to several countries before his recent study abroad journey to Spain. This time, however, was a little bit different. To travel anywhere, you must be vaccinated, said Brown. Ironically, they actually asked for my vaccine card more than my passport. Brown said he expects his experience in Spain to be great for his future career, with prospective employers eager to hire someone whose people skills and experience can translate into diligence and outside-the-box thinking. For PVAM students interested in studying abroad in either the summer or the fall semesters this year, Marcus King, program coordinator for the Office of International Programs at PV, said that there are opportunities that can be found in the PVAMU Study Abroad webpage for study abroad opportunities during the summer semester. Students must apply by March 1st to study abroad during the fall semester. Students must apply by April 1st.
Now here's a story from Tyler Haynes.
At Prairie View A&M University.
Now here's a story from Tyler Haynes.
There is a certain department on campus that is often overlooked but is a very valuable resource to the students here. The Special Collections Archives Department resides on the 5th floor of the John B. Coleman Library. This library is a sacred power symbol of Prairie View's hard-working students. The library is placed in the middle of campus. The giant brick structure holds 5 floors that tower over the entire campus, creating somewhat of a tourist spot. In order to reach the archives department, you must take one of the elevators that travel to the 5th floor. Once arrived, you are requested to sign in at the front desk, and then the magic ensues.
The archives department has helped me a lot. You learn about PV, you learn about the history. You actually gain some appreciation about PV. You learn how important PV is to Black culture and how you can leave your own stamp on PV, and people from the future can look back and improve their future.
We have several special collections. Everything used in-house, you need your ID or your driver's license to access. Is open to the public. So it's not just to the campus population, but to anyone. We have
The Special Collections Archives Department is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So students, please take advantage. For KPVU-TV, this is Tyler Hayes signing off.
The CEO of FX, Jean Landgraf, has revealed that the last season of Donald Glover's Emmy-winning comedy, Atlanta, will be eventually coming to an end after season 4. Landgraf mentioned that 2 seasons have already been filmed. The 3rd season will debut on March 24th, followed by the final run in the fall of 2022. FX and Glover filmed seasons 3 and 4 back-to-back in order to return the show to the air as soon as possible. The series last aired in May 2018. It's funny because Donald Glover has jokingly revealed that he wanted to end the show after season 2. Finally ending, the series with season 4 felt like the natural conclusion for Earl Marks, Alfred Paperboy, Miles, and Brian Tyree Henry, and the other characters. Donald Glover's mentioned that when the conditions are right for something to happen, it happens, and when they're not, it doesn't. He also noted that his deal with Amazon didn't quite factor into the final decision to end Atlanta. The story was also supposed to be what it was, as he mentioned.
As most know, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian have been separated since February 2021. Recently, Kim has gone public in her new relationship with Pete Davidson, but Kanye has not been taking it so well. In January, he released a song stating that he was going to physically harm Pete, and in the recent few days, he has been continuously posting on social media expressing his desire to be reunited with Kim, along with sharing text messages between him and Pete. Kanye explains, "I have faith that we'll be back together." Neither of the two have spoken out about Ye's statement publicly. And that concludes our show this morning. Be sure to catch us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. This was Panther News Network. I'm Jai Thomas.
I'm Sage Lewis, and thank you for watching.